Out with the old, in with the new. Watch to the end of the video and I'll show you exactly what model I got and why I got it. Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about replacing my existing dishwasher with a new one. This one just failed on me, and it turns out it's the motor that's underneath here. And I did call an appliance repair technician to come out. He did take a look and he confirmed that it was the motor. So he said he could replace the motor and fix it for me for $400. So I wrote him his $85 check for coming out and sent him on his way. I got a very nice replacement for this for a much lower price. I'll show you that later, but for now I want to show you how to take out this old one and get ready for the new one. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is clean out all this crap. So one thing you might need is a light. I'm going to use this lantern here just so I can see these fittings and everything. So what I got to do here is this hose here, as you can see, comes out of that hole which goes to the dishwasher. So does this one. This is going to the air gap, and here's my power cord. So I'm going to make sure I unplug that. Next step, I'm going to then follow that hose right to there, that fitting. I got to turn that valve off. So get yourself a little cup or some kind of a bowl to put under here in case it leaks a little bit of water, because there still may be some water in this line right here. There we go. This thing's spitting out a little bit of water. That valve is not completely closed. Okay, because my valve would not shut off all the way, so this is what I had to do to stop the water from leaking all over the inside of this cabinet. Ran the hose straight up into the sink because this thing is constantly dripping water. Be careful with your valve. Do not turn it too hard. You may break it and cause yourself a much bigger problem. I also want to point out that once I reconnect this to the new dishwasher, I will no longer have a problem with that valve, because the water is just going to go right into the dishwasher and I won't have to worry about it leaking anywhere. Next step is taking off the hose clamp that's on this here, which is going to be a little difficult. Okay, so I just pulled this hose off one end of the air gap that connects to the countertop, and I used a 5/16 ratchet wrench right here to get it off, because I couldn't get a screwdriver in here because there was no space up there to get it in. Okay, so the next step now is to just open up the dishwasher itself. Door all the way down, and then right up here we're going to have a mounting screw there and one there. You can use one of these or one of these. I prefer this. So I'm going to take off the kick plate here. There we go. Okay, so as you can see there, we got these little wheels. They're adjusting legs. We're gonna turn these counterclockwise to get them up so it clears the finished flooring. Now I should be able to wiggle this out. Voila! These are the hoses I just disconnected. That's the water supply hose. Of course, that needs no explanation, but that's the electrical cord, power cord. And then here is the air gap hose, which still has a little water in it. So I'm going to grab a bucket and try to empty that out. But that is how you remove the old one. Let's cut this open. Good news, it's the correct model that I bought, so. Unboxings are highly overrated. We have hoses. We got some brackets and a manual. So the instructions recommend laying the unit on its back. I'm going to lay this down. There we go. Now the next step, we're going to take off this kick pan right here, and we're going to take off these little screws right here. You can take off this kick plate here and the foam. It's like a little lever right here. We're going to take that and slide this out, but be careful because there's a wire attached here. Don't yank this out. See this little wire there? Lever there. Push it in with your finger and pop it out like that. Inside the bag here, we have the hose clamps. And we got the two mounting brackets that go under the counter right here. Let's see what they recommend first. Okay, it was at this moment I realized I fucked up. I am now realizing that I was supposed to pick up a power cord and a water supply line. This dishwasher does not come with those items. Don't ask me why. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is like $1,000 dishwasher. But come on, man, you can't give me a power cord and a water supply line? So now I have to go back to Lowe's and go get the kit I need. So I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I am back. I have the kit that I need. It comes with the actual electrical cord and the water supply line. What a scam this is. I can't believe I just dropped all this money on this nice dishwasher and they couldn't include this. Come on, Lowe's. This is ridiculous. Okay, here's the steel braided hose. This is going to be for the water supply right here. This is a quality hose, so yeah, good stuff. Even got to make sure you have this gasket inside here. That's super important. Make sure that's in place before you install this, or you will have a leak. One more thing they don't give you, and that is called Teflon tape. Do not buy the cheap stuff. Buy the good stuff. Make sure you don't get the cheap stuff because it doesn't work that well. So I have to put this onto the fitting that's at the bottom of the new dishwasher, and then I screw this on. Let me show you how. We want to wrap this with the Teflon tape nice and evenly. Start from the very edge and work your way in. There's not a lot of working space in between these parts, so it's kind of a pain. Just take your time with it. Make sure it's nice and even and flat. So hold it down before you pull to break it off. There you go. Now take your hose. Once again, double check. Make sure that rubber seal is inside there before you do anything else. And we want to run the hoses not down the side of the dishwasher. You want to run them on the bottom and out the back. So keep that in mind when you're connecting this. Now remember, this blue fitting is plastic. So you got to be careful. Don't crank it on too tight because you will break it. Okay, so the next hose connection I got to do is down here underneath this one, right here. So that's going to be this one right here. It's going to be this end, not this end. This one here is going to go up to the air gap that's mounted to the counter. So this one here, we want to have, once again, I want to run the hoses under the back of, and then towards the back of the unit. So I don't want to run them on the side because they might get broken when I go to install it. So let's make sure. Okay, just going to put that on there. And now you got this bracket here. You're going to need some pliers for that. There you go. The hose actually says clamp right on it where the clamp goes. Can't miss it. I think I have the wrong clamp on there. Good thing I'm making this video, right? I'm learning too. Okay, now we get the right clamp on there. Let's put the hose back. Okay, I just want to show you how important this is that you get this clamp in the right spot. In between that rubber line and that rubber line, right there. That's where it's got to go. So now I need to open up the electrical cover right here so I can connect the power cord. Yes, success. All right, so here's the cord that we're going to install there. Pre-started the strip on the wires for you. That's really cool that they did that. Just turn them like this. Now you want to slide these up to this hole here, and this plastic piece should pop right into place, and that is to protect the cords from getting yanked. So it looks like they're just long enough. So black goes to black, white goes to white, and this one here goes to the ground. In like that. Okay, so now I got to reconnect this here. Let's see, this one in like this. Slide these in like this. Okay, everything's connected. Hoses, electrical cord. Once again, always run the hoses and the cord underneath to the back of the unit. Here's my drain line. Here's my water supply, and here's the cord. So we want everything to go in here first. Right through these holes here. Okay, so you got to make sure you pull those through the cabinet before you go any further, otherwise you're going to have a problem. So once again, let's slide this in a little more. The one last thing I got to do is put my mounting brackets. These brackets, there's 2 of them. You're just going to slide it in like that. Take a pair of pliers and bend this side up so it doesn't fall out, and do the same thing over there on that one too. And that's where we're going to put these little screws like we did in the beginning when we took out the old dishwasher. It's going to go right back in those openings. Bend that up. And bend that up, and that won't fall off. Put it right in the same spot. Bend that up. There you go. Keep this thing quiet when it's running. Okay, so slowly push it in. Okay, so we want to make sure everything is straight here and plumb, so that the dishwasher, when the doors close, is not going like this. You want to make sure it's plumb. For the new hose, and that's the same size to take off the old one. But I had to put my clamp right here because this opening's too big. So this is the right size for my air gap. So these are the things you got to deal with in every house. There's always going to be a challenge. There we go. That's how you MacGyver it, MacGyver. Okay. That's why I don't want to be a plumber. Let's just plug this in. Water is on. Let's hit start. Okay, so I've just run the dishwasher through 3 or 4 drain cycles, and I don't see any leaks coming from our air gap hose. I don't see any leaks coming from the water supply line. All right, everybody, it is installed, and look how pretty that is. So this is a KitchenAid. My other one was a Whirlpool, and the reason why I chose this model is because it's got the top tray for silverware. So you don't always have to try to jam everything into these down here, which I don't particularly like doing. So anyway, that's what we got, and I'm thrilled. I already ran it through a cycle and it was fine, no leaks. It's working good. So there's only one last thing I gotta do. Get rid of this.